Sanibonani molweni kuzo zonke nje indawo enibukelene kuzo. Igama lami ke ndinguMbulo Tyasi, i-host yenu. Sisese Ebuhlanti ke ningamangali. Ebuhlanti sometimes we do conduct one-on-one interviews nabantu ke esicinga into kokuba ngabantu ababalulekileyo ezimpilweni zethu, especially uma ngabe sikwazi uku-identifya ama-partners ngokwalo msebenzi ke wokwenza sure ukuthi amadoda eMzantsi Afrika are empowered. Not so long ago ke besine Gauteng Men's Forum summit ibikhona ke phaya eSoweto, apho amadoda ase-Gauteng bekhuluma ngezinto eziba-affectayo nezinto abazirhalelayo in their lives. Some of the resolutions that were taken in that conference was the issue of job creation, economic justice projects, I can mention self-help projects, izinto ke ezakuthi zi-empowering amadoda moving forward.
We wish to contribute to the socio-economic transformation of South Africa, and we are unapologetic, Dr. Hanaga. We are going for the men and the boys. We've seen quite a lot of programs where young girls are empowered. We are not saying it is wrong. We are saying the boys have been left on the side. They are loitering, they are all over the corners, they are blomming, they are smoking things that they're not supposed to be smoking. They are going into spaces of crime, they're going into spaces that they're not supposed to be. They need mentors. They need to be sitting or standing with the men that are in this room right now as we speak.
We're very lucky that 2 weeks later, we have managed to identify a partner and thank provincial leaders and national leaders of the men's forums of South Africa. Because I'm not alone today, I'm with this partner I'm talking about. This partner will explain himself, will also take us through what kind of a project azokuthi ayenzeke namadoda ase-Gauteng. Welcome, leadership. How's it?
Thank you very much. Thank you for allowing me to be on the show.
Yeah.
Okay, my name is Suresh Bissessa. I'm the founder and CEO of Palovika Holdings, which incorporates Villamora Intercity, which is an interprovincial bus transport company. And we also in the tourism and the private coach hire sector. We also own a branding and marketing company together with TV and video production, and also a chemical manufacturing plant, which obviously is on site at our premises. And as the initiative that was that we came up with the Department of Social Development, and a proposition that we came together on behalf of the Men's Forum to obviously empower men out who are unemployed and create opportunities. We got the support of the Social Development Department in Gauteng, and they've invested in our company called the 94 Investment Company. And what we're doing is, with the funding that we've received, we are going to be training 10 people, 10 individuals. And these 10 individuals will be trained to manufacture chemicals. So we're going to bring them through for training in theory.
Just before we go there, because I want us to link lezinto, because amajida are very clear, especially when we engage them around issues of GBV and femicide.
Yes.
For instance, in our last conference, amajida were very clear that, listen, we have been talking about this GBV thing, we're tired of it, not all of us are perpetrators, we want jobs, we want opportunities. Do you think there is a link between GBV and skills development?
Definitely, I believe that.
Or it's just an excuse?
No, I believe that GBV has a role to play. I mean, you look at unemployment. Unemployment is a big issue in our country. And unemployment leads to crime. And unemployment leads to unhappiness in a home. And that's when you got husband and wife and couples start fighting over money and that type of thing. And by creating opportunities for men through this initiative, I believe that we are able to create opportunities for men to be able to get into jobs, get into businesses. And that's the initiative that we are obviously driving through this. It's not just empowering and training them. We can empower them and we can train them and walk away. But the role of the 94 Investment Company is to basically nurture them and mentor them and to allow them to grow successful businesses. Because men that were once in GBV, could now feel empowered and feel, listen, I'm worth somebody and I can take bread home. But this initiative not only creates an opportunity for them, but also creates employment for those in the communities.
But tell me, okay, because I'm a bit worried here that women will start to think that they're being sidelined. How are we going to deal with that?
No, I believe that the spin-offs of whatever we do through the cooperatives will benefit women inevitably. Because remember, we're starting this chemical manufacturing business, and they're going to be trained to manufacture and sell to the communities. How does the community benefit? They will benefit by being able to be supplied products that are actually affordable. They can start their own little businesses in the township through the cooperatives that we are funding right now. So I believe this is just, remember, we're just taking on two. We're sponsoring two cooperatives in two regions right now.
Okay.
And the success of that will allow us to roll out more. So I believe the women will obviously benefit through this initiative.
Yeah.
I believe they will. But in the cooperative, remember, as much as there's going to be men and be focusing on men, there are one or two women that could also be part of the cooperative, because they would be needed also.
So the focus is men and boys.
Is men and boys, yes.
All right.
The focus are men and boys.
All right.
Yes.
Magase breaking isibuye ke sizwe more ukuthi uSuresh usiphatheleni and le project bazayenza kanjani exactly. Sifuna I details ngale project. Stay tuned. Sisese Ebuhlanti ke ngihleli lana no Suresh usa explainer ke ukuthi lamajita abafuna ukwa empowera bazoyenza kanjani yonke le program. Bese ngishilo ke ukuthi isuka from the conference ye men's forums ibikhona la eGauteng ibilapha eSoweto ngoMarch lapho ke kwavela ama resolutions amaningi nje including men empowerment, boys empowerment, but amajita were very specific that they are looking for jobs and skills development. So how are we going to implement this? I mean, we have number of men's forums in this province. I don't want to talk about the country. This province alone, there are number of men's forums here. So how are we going to implement this project to ensure that after piloting, you also target other regions?
Okay, so we want to obviously make sure that these two regions are being successful.
Which regions?
We're looking at Gauteng currently. And the region we currently is the West Rand and the East Rand.
Okay.
So we currently finalizing...
East Rand, you mean Ebuhlanti?
Yes.
Okay.
So we've identified cooperatives currently, and we're busy. We're going to actually have meetings with them in the coming week.
Okay.
Before we roll out. Because it has to also go through a process where we need to understand that, they need to also be willing to take this project to the next level.
Okay.
We want them to grow this project. So where we come in is, as the 94 investment company, we provide the training, which is theory and practical. When they leave here, it's not only the training that they would leave with. They're going to leave here with equipment and products. The products alone between the two regions will be worth over 60,000 Rand.
Okay.
That's the value of the products.
Okay.
And then we're going to supply them with packaging material, their own personalized labels.
What material are you talking about here?
We've got the type of products they're going to manufacture is the dishwash, the general purpose cleaners, the bleach, car wash shampoos for the car washes in the townships. So the products are designed around township economy. Things like black dip, pine gel, tire shine. So those are the type of products that we're obviously going to teach them to manufacture. And when they leave here, they're going to leave with those products. And we're not talking 5 liters, they're going to leave with 210 liters of each product. So they will leave with more than 2,000 liters of product. And with that, they can actually name the products. Each cooperative can name the products and personalize it. So we will personalize those products and they can put their own labels on there. I've also divided them into different types of size of bottles, the 750 mils, the 1 liters, and the 2 liters. So those are the bottles. When they get into the communities, they can start business on day one.
Okay.
And then we go one step further from a marketing perspective. It's important.
So tell me, this training involve project management or someone else is going to manage this, or these guys themselves are going to manage the projects in communities through the co-ops?
The unique thing is with the 94 investment company, the directors and the shareholders of the 94 investment company, which include myself, we all have a skill set.
And some leaders of the men's forum.
And some leaders of the men's forum,
Okay.
who have the skill set of business management and marketing. So we will provide them marketing support.
Okay.
So marketing support would mean we will give them signage, they will have banners, they'll have flyers, we're even giving them a website and business cards. So they're going to go out with a complete business starter pack. Then what we do is every week, one of our mentors from the 94 Investment Company will visit them and monitor them. And what also happens is you'll notice that in each region, there are police stations, there are schools, there are government departments. And this being a project that's been supported by social development, we can actually go through and use this as a way of marketing and saying, guys, we are an initiative that has been launched through the Men's Forum and through the social development, and can you please support us? So, if the businesses with schools and the hotels and lodges and bed and breakfast and the police station will support these cooperatives, which will allow them to sustain themselves.
Yeah.
And the other thing that happens one step further, when they start manufacturing, obviously they start manufacturing through a process. 2 months, 3 months, they manufacture it by themselves. We can help them to set up little factories in the township. When they set up those little factories, they can empower other women who want to be those ones that will sell products out of their spaza shops, out of their home shops and that type of thing. So this will actually support and grow township economy. They're going to also have to employ people.
Yeah, I don't want to be in trouble after this show.
Yes.
How are you going to select these guys? Because I don't want to get calls and people complaining that we were not selected, because we have so many forums in this province. So tell us more about the selection criteria.
Okay, the phase one of what we're launching now, we are looking for people that, number one, have established cooperatives. And there are many established cooperatives in the townships that don't have access to what we're offering.
Yeah.
So we're going to start with established cooperatives. And when the established cooperatives, we want to know that they are trading. Not necessarily in the chemical business, we will teach them that. But they could have been trading in other aspects of business. That's why cooperatives are set up. So each of these individuals need to have some type of skill set, some type of experience in marketing, in doing sales, in running a business. And where we would see the shortfalls, we would be able to obviously see where we could upskill them. But in general, we need cooperatives that are serious. Because we can go out into communities and throw money, and that's why projects fail. That's the reason that.
So these guys, we are going to link them with co-ops, or we are going to create co-ops from scratch? What is going
to happen? For now, because we're launching these two projects, and it's our pilot projects, we have identified one cooperative that's actually in existence. So it's current cooperatives that are actually in place. The other one, we've got people that are actually trading in the township now.
Okay.
They're doing business in the township. So now we're encouraging them to obviously establish the cooperative.
Okay.
So yes, to answer your question, we have identified one that's an established cooperative, and there's another one where we've seen that we've interviewed, they've approached us, and we've identified them. So now they're establishing a cooperative. So on phase 2 of our operation, we're obviously going to roll out in the other regions.
Okay.
And when we outline the other regions, then we're encouraging people. We're encouraging them to active co-ops, so people that are interested in business, to form co-ops.
Yeah.
And approach us.
Now.
Yes, themselves.
Okay. There's a good there is a lot in this project, and it's very important. I think the reason why I senzile show namhlanje sifuna ukubonisa ukuthi kubaluleke kangakanani ukimplementa ama resolutions. Just imagine meeting in conferences, meeting in parliament for the sake of meeting, and then you go back home, no one is interested to implement. I think it's high time that we partner with the private sector, we partner with business communities, so that we can start initiatives such as this one. Makasihambe sebreaking masibuya ke size ke mhlambe manje kwizinto ezizakwenzeka moving forward. Stay tuned. Ayike sibuyile ebreaking besawuthola amanzi. Suresh, now what I wanted us to talk about, because I'm frustrated as I'm sitting here. This is my 10th year as an activist around issues of GBV, mobilization of men, and so on. And this is the first time where we implement the resolution practically.
Yes.
Over the years, we're just theorizing.
Yes.
You know, but I'm not sure if projects like this will really ensure that men don't continue committing crime, like gender-based violence and femicide. Do you think this project really is going to take men out of this type of crime?
I believe, my answer to the question is yes, it's one step in the right direction. The manufacturing part of the business of this particular project, I believe, is just one of many, because there are men that are out there in the townships that have skill sets. They are carpenters, they are builders, they are electricians, they are plumbers, and there are many of them that are very skilled labor. And yes, some of them might fit into the manufacturing process that we're speaking now in detergents and chemicals. But we have other projects that are going to be proposed now through to the government institutions for funding, to look at how we empower builders in the community, how we empower electricians in the community. One of the things that hold them back in the communities is finance and funding, and skills development. So I believe that as we roll out more projects of this nature, it will take people away from the taverns. It will take them away from just loitering in the streets and put them into jobs, and not only jobs but businesses. Because I believe that there are many that are entrepreneurs. Many are entrepreneurs. They just need to be given the opportunity and the encouragement, and I believe we'll be able to solve the problem. Long term, yes, I believe this is one step in the right direction. Like we said, for years being an activist, you've been frustrated because there's been no action on the ground. But we'd rather start with something, at least.
I mean, at some point, I think I share nababukile makhaya the case study here in Johannesburg. We convened about 200 men, and we wanted to talk about GBV and HIV. And those men stood up and said, are we going to talk about HIV again? And then they decided to go outside. And we were all frustrated. We wanted to know why they're leaving the room, because we were still engaging. And they said, no. We came here with our ID books because we thought you are creating a list of people to be employed. So there's a frustration out there. It's practical. These are not excuses. So how are we going to sustain this project? Because there's another frustration that in South Africa we start something today with excitement. We bring ministers here with Mayor Gwamanda from City of Joburg. We launch. After launch, then
I see this as a different business model. 94 Investment Company is a private company.
Yes.
And as a private company, we're choosing to be not only an investor and a shareholder, we're going to take a 50% shareholding in the cooperative. So I'd like to make that very clear at the outset. The reason for that 50% shareholding is that we want the cooperative to be accountable to us as a private company. Because your performance will be based on your turnover and how profitable you are. And we're not just leaving you out there in isolation. We're going to support you and mentor you. And neither are we going to leave councillors and community leaders to manage the projects. And that's what happens to many government projects. We're going to manage it as a private company. And as a private company, we're going to run this as a private business. Because we want to start exposing them to the retail stores.
So it's business.
It's business.
People are making money.
People need to make money. Because the moment we give them the impression that this is charity, this is a way of you just getting a project, and whether it fails or it doesn't fail, as long as you got the money and you got the tools, that's it. No. You're going to be answerable to us as a private company. Like when you go take a loan, you're answerable to the bank to pay it back. But the difference with us is we're coming with you with a skill set to basically offer you a skill set.
So in a nutshell, you are introducing people to business.
We're introducing people to business.
But you are training them first. To understand this business better.
And we will nurture them, and we will remain a shareholder for a minimum of 24 months to ensure that business is profitable. Because if that business is profitable, the private company is profitable. The money that is raised through these businesses is going to help us to finance other businesses. Because we're not going to depend on government funding only through our investment company. It's also going to be private partnerships with the corporate sector. And if they see the good work that we are doing, because what we realize in the townships, now you get all the people and the skills that are laying there in the township. People are leaving the townships and going to town to do their shopping. We want to create an economy in the township. We want to get people that
So that people in town, they must come to
they
townships
must
and
come
buy.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's the whole principle.
What about other provinces? Because I know people are always complaining, yonke into iqale eGoli, yonke into is Soweto,
Yeah.
Soweto this, Soweto that. When are you coming to villages? There is that question.
Look, I think here it was a step in the right direction by the Men's Forum to partner with private sector like myself,
Yeah.
who obviously, like I said, is CEO and founder of a holding company that has a whole lot of businesses. I am in agreement, and I want to support job creation and poverty alleviation.
Yeah.
It's part of what I'm passionate about.
Yeah.
We need the private sector to basically partner with government. Now, government has always been
And
looking...
civil society.
Yeah, and civil society.
Yeah.
Government has always been... you're looking at...
Sorry, I'm biased with civil society. That's where I'm coming from.
and I believe that when you got the private partnership that comes in with companies like myself, we need to understand the value add. Because, we all look at social development, corporate social development.
Yeah.
Our corporate social development is not practical. It's money that goes into as donations, it becomes a tax write-off, and that's what we do every year. We want to see businesses that work. And that's what it's about.
Yeah.
Because money that goes back into communities needs to come out of private companies.
Yeah. Fortunately, we've been saying this for so many years. Tina Majida, we don't like to be introduced to SASSA.
Yes, yes.
So this project right for Amajida, we want to do business and we want to see ourselves selling products in communities. So this is the right direction in terms of men's forums. Any last word from your side? Because I know that Amajita, for instance, maybe they don't believe this thing is coming because there are a lot of empty promises out there. People come to townships with promises and disappear after. So do you have any last word?
Yes, I think what we would like to do is from the day in fact, this project is about to roll out in the next 2 weeks.
Okay.
Within the next 14 days.
Okay.
We're in the final part of the processes, and we're all ready to basically start the training.
Okay.
And we would get, like I said, the media involved. They would come and follow through in terms of our training process. They will get them to follow through in terms of the actual presentation of the products that we would hand over to the clients. They're going to see the signage being put up at the communities where the business is going to run. And we, as the 94 investment company, is actually going to follow this through, also with our own media team, to ensure the success and also to obviously, bring awareness of what we are doing. Because I believe that if this project fails, we fail.
Yeah.
And we are a private company, and we would obviously like you to...
Because of time, last question, is this thing registered? You don't like Bombay stuff?
No, this is registered.
It's a registered thing?
With shareholders and directors, and our attorneys are putting together the final agreements between us and the potential cooperatives.
Okay.
And yeah, it's all 100% legal.
Bahlali bekumnandi ebuhlanti namhlanje besithetha ngebusiness. Isikhathi esiningi sikhuluma ngama-volunteer, sikhuluma ngezinto nje ezithi ekugcineni yes ziwusiza umphakathi kodwa isusi ikati eziko. Namhlanje ke besithetha ngezinto ezakuthi zincede amajita out there. Ebuhlanti ke sawusoloko sithi egqolo ukulandela i-programs ezikumila kunje. Mangithi nje lapha emakhaya kuni nonke ncinzilili.